Princess Anne and Sophie, Countess of Wessex, have been hailed on GB News as worthy candidates to fill in for King Charles III for the certain royal event if he is unable to attend. Buckingham Palace is reportedly in talks with the UK government to establish which royals should be called on to represent the firm if the king is detained or abroad, with the new rules apparently being drafted to abstain Prince Harry and Andrew from this task. Currently, the counsellors are appointed from the four most senior royals in the line of succession and the consort, which would be Queen Camilla, the Prince of Wales, and the Duke of Sussex, the Duke of York, and Princess Beatrice. However, there have been debate recently as to whether this should be changed, given that Harry and Andrew are no longer working royals. So speaking on GB News, former Daily Star editor Dawn Neeson had said, "There's two people that are really worthy of the job, the Princess Anne and Sophie, as they are not even allowed. It's ridiculous. Princess Anne, the hardest working royal. Sophie was just amazing support for the Queen and one of the favourites for her to spend her last few days with, as those two women should really be the counsellors." Harry has always been the hot topic of the public opinion before the issue of becoming a counsellor. Meghan can very much expect Harry to take the position, but after now that Sophie is more deserving of the position, as with Meghan be jealous and angry, and because their relationship was not to getting along before. And Meghan had travelled with Sophie by car on the procession from Buckingham Palace to Westminster Hall, which has become a topic of conversation between the pair's relationship, as she and the now Queen Consort were the only non-blood relatives to be at Balmoral after the monarch's death, with Sophie at 57 previously described as the second daughter to the late monarch. She is thought to have become closer to Her Royal Highness after her mother Mary Rhys-Jones, at 77, had died from stomach cancer in 2005. As they also shared a passion for the military history and could often be found trawling documents in the Royal Archives at Windsor. As naturally, Sophie, who grew up in the middle-class family and founded a PR firm before joining the royal family, has been compared with Meghan, as they had both underwent a huge transition on joining the families. But why don't people compare Meghan of Sussex with Sophie of Wessex? Simply, Sophie has never courted the media or the limelight, as she comes from a family who have always been very discreet. Sophie has never wanted to be the front stage, and personally I think she is really a credit to the family, as Meghan is the opposite of Sophie, as she encourages the hoopla which it appears to have always wanted and intended on pursuing the present. She appears not to want to lead a quiet family life, enjoying all the privileges that marrying into the royal family provides. Two people dynamically opposite with no similarities whatsoever. Moreover, when Meghan first came into the circle of the royal family, Sophie was the first to extend a hand for assistance. However, according to The Sun's royal family insider, Sophie quickly realized that Meghan had her own agenda. She had soon knew that they wouldn't become the bet of friends, and that the Queen's passing makes this even more improbable. And more details of their problematic relationship keep coming forward, as we see how Meghan might never be a part of that close circle. Sophie of Wessex was a possible way into the circle, but Meghan had refused her.